Hey Weak Hero, ward patients. How have you been? I'm not posting Weak Hero analysis videos anymore, but I'm still collecting and sharing your incredible comments. Today's video is about a topic that needed your voices. So, Director Yoo once said Suho is Si-eun's first love. And back then, the internet shook. Wait, so they're romantic? But hold on, is that what the director actually meant? Let's talk about it. Quick intro if you're new here, I'm Jenny. I break down Korean dramas through a cultural lens you won't get from subtitles alone. Mainly Weak Hero, DP, and the actors from these shows. If you want to catch the Korean language nuances and cultural layers that double your viewing experience, hit subscribe. Trust me, once you see what's hiding in the original Korean, you'll want to rewatch everything. Alright, let's dive in. This is honestly the most asked question since I started this channel. Jenny, is Suho in love with Si-eun romantically or just as friends? One subscriber even left this comment with a rainbow profile pic. This video talks for 7 minutes while saying nothing. Ouch! I get it. They wanted a yes or no answer. But here's the thing. I wasn't dodging the question to be annoying. I genuinely believe the brilliance of this show is that it doesn't try to confine these boys' emotions in adults' rigid language, like the passion of youth that rises like heat haze, undefined and shimmering. Think about teenage boys, like Suho and Si-eun. They don't sit around having feelings talks. They don't say, I care about you, or this is all for you. They just feel. And they express it through actions, silences, and wordplay. Weak Hero honored that. The show didn't force labels on them. And I'm not going to either, because the moment you label it, you limit it. Okay, let me get real with you for a second. This might make some people uncomfortable, but I'm gonna say it. If this drama had marketed itself as full-on BL, I probably wouldn't have fallen for it this hard. Don't misunderstand. I have zero prejudice against BL as a genre. It's just not my most preferred genre, that's all. But here's what the production team did brilliantly. They found the middle ground. Most viewers will detect the undertone bromance. It's there. You'd have to be actively ignoring it not to feel it. But the show never makes it explicit. And this is actually a pattern in beloved bromance-based youth stories. They don't deal with BL themes outright, but they always hint at it as an undertone. But if they leave it ambiguous, fans fill in the gaps, which naturally forms fandoms, creates buzz and longer-lasting memories. Everyone gets to see what they want to see. If they define them as a romantic couple, wouldn't the fun of secondary imagination disappear? They lose viewers resistant to BL genres. The show becomes about sexuality instead of their bond. Makes sense, right? So I think the production team maintained a commercially wise balance. One thing I love about my comment section is the diversity of perspectives. Different people bring different lenses, and that's the beauty of this show. One of my subscribers, Asuka, whose comments honestly read like poetry, shared something brilliant. Director Yoo created something like that viral dress. You know, the one that can look white, black, blue, or gold, depending on the lighting and your preconceptions. Another subscriber, Elaine, shared this beautiful perspective. I think Si-eun and Suho have a truly genuine friendship and intense connection that is important and deep enough to be considered a first miraculous kind of love. But I didn't see any sign their mutual affection was actually sexual attraction. She continues. Perhaps it might become one someday, but they're finding something in each other that is more important than first romance. More important than first romance. Let that sink in. They've each found someone who accepts and admires and will fight to protect them, just for being who they already are, with no strings attached, no conditions, no performance, no need to be different, better, or more acceptable. Just, I see you. I accept you. I will fight for you. Elaine calls this totally amazing, and we shouldn't underestimate it. Why? Because neither of them has ever experienced it before, and it's life-changing. Actually, I think it's a shame that people tend to belittle friendship in comparison to romantic love. She's right. We do this constantly. We have entire vocabulary systems that elevate romantic relationships. A real friend can be just as hard to come by as a true love. And who else do we turn to when our life partners disappoint us? Truth bomb? Some marriages end. Best friends remain. Asuka introduced me to a concept that perfectly captures this. Sigma Fellowship. Let me break this down. Suho, the effortless Sigma. Suho doesn't need or want a pack following. He's not trying to be popular. He just effortlessly dominated Byeoksun's hierarchy because of his charisma. People naturally gravitate toward him, but he doesn't need them. That's Sigma energy. Si-eun, the vulnerable Sigma. Si-eun is also a Sigma, but in a different way. He doesn't want a pack following either, but unlike Suho, Si-eun is affection-starved. He really needs true friends, even if he doesn't know how to ask. His vulnerabilities make him a target. Asuka describes him as looking like a harmless potato. He's physically weak. His brain makes other boys jealous. He's unapologetically blunt, so he gets picked on, unlike Suho. When Suho looked at Si-eun, he didn't see a follower. He didn't see competition. He saw potential Sigma fellowship. Someone who gets it without words. Someone who doesn't need the pack either. An equal. On the other hand, Bomseok desperately wants to be an alpha, and that's fundamentally different from Suho and Si-eun. Bomseok needs the pack to see him. He needs status markers. And here's the gut punch Asuka pointed out. Even in an alternate universe where that brutal incident never happened, where they carried on paddling happily as a trio in a canoe, Suho could never be as close to Bomseok as he is to Si-eun, because their fundamental natures are incompatible. Now we get to one of my favorite parts. I introduced Asuka to the Korean concept of Jeon-u-ae. In Korean, it's written as Jeon-u-ae, Comrade, love. And here's the kicker. The word itself already contains a, which is the Chinese character meaning love. It's not comrade friendship, it's not comrade bond, it's comrade love. True friendship always has true love. The meaning of that phrase really stands out now, doesn't it? Let's talk about the scene where they restrain Gil-soo together. This is Jeon-u-ae in action. A bruised-up Suho, dehydrated and still concussed, looks like he's about to lose his first fight. Then Si-eun protects Suho with a belt and an attitude that screams, "Don't touch him, you bastard!" One loving brick to the knee, one romantic kick to the face, and the two high schoolers have subdued their local gang lord. And then they exchange words so precious. "You're really Thorai." Thorai is Korean slang for psycho, but the way Suho delivers it, it sounds like, "I'm totally into you." It sounds like a boy's roundabout love confession at that age. Asuka put it perfectly. I think they are saying "I love you" all the time. Let me tell you about what I consider the most brilliant wordplay in the entire series. The final scene, the yellow hospital light, the exchange. Si-eun says "Myeonhae." In Korean, that's M-I-A-N-H-A-E, which means "I'm sorry." Suho responds "Nado." That's N-A-D-O, which means "Me too." What I hear. When Si-eun suddenly says "Myeonhae," I hear "Saranghae." That's S-A-R-A-N-G-H-A-E, which means "I love you." Both Myeonhae and Saranghae end with "hae." That's H-A-E. The sounds are close enough that your brain can almost hear them as the same thing. Especially in that moment. Especially with that lighting. Especially with Suho's faint smile. I imagine Si-eun actually said "I love you." And Suho's "nado," meaning "me too," was the automatic response. Two boys, post-tragedy, using wordplay to hide sincerity, as teenage boys do. Okay, so after all of this, where do I actually land? Through my personal lens, I also believe that Suho is Si-eun's first love. I don't think that emotion can be explained any other way. And Suho is attracted to strong mental will. When he praises Young-i, he notes her wildness and guts. Qualities he says are rare in girls. He spots that same quality in Si-eun. That's what draws him in. It's not about gender. It's about strength of character. Is it BL? Here's my take. True BL would have made sexuality central. This drama consciously excluded that. It's not about coming out. It's not about sexual discovery. Those are the themes that define BL as a genre. Weak Hero isn't doing that. But did they share love? Absolutely. Suho was attracted to Si-eun's strong mental will. They shared Jeon-u-ae, comrade love. They said "I love you" all the time, just not in those words. They found Sigma fellowship in each other. They held each other so precious that they would bleed in each other's place. And as Asuka beautifully put it, some couples pronounce affection like hastily written Christmas cards. And even when they are together, their minds are lost in their own little separate phone worlds. But Si-eun and Suho's actions speak louder than words, and their words mean more than what they say. I think they are saying "I love you" all the time. If that's not love, what is? Alright, that's where I land on this massive question. There's actually way more I couldn't fit into this video, like the full breakdown of Asuka watching the show 3 times with different companions and seeing completely different things each time. I break down the Korean layers that make these shows hit different. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one.
진짜 또라이야. 알아?